is my phase 1 project. I'll just quickly walk you through it. This is the monster mash. You type in the name of a monster, you get a card with that monster in an image. It's not case sensitive. You can type it however you want, as long as it's spelled correctly, and we get that card. You can hate it. If you really hate it, you can hate it more, and you can remove it from the collection. The way I did this is I created an empty array called all monsters, used fetch to populate that array with data from the API, which is the Harrell Compendium API. So we are adding an object to that array that we can iterate through. Then we are calling that function to do that. Then we are getting the form here. We're adding an event listener that prevents default behavior, and then that takes the input text from that form, converts it to lowercase, and then uses the find method to iterate through all monsters to find a name key that is deeply equal to that search value. If it finds one, it renders that monster using render1monster, which we're building here below. If not, there's an alert that pops up. I'll show you what that looks like. That says the monster is not found. For the render1monster function, we are programmatically building a card, which is a list element in this part of the page with the ID monster collection. So we are assigning that to a variable. We're assigning the number 0 to the number of hates, which is what we'll start off with. These are all the elements that we'll be using. And then those elements are listed here as well with their class names and in some cases their content. We're also telling it to split up the name of the monster from the monster key so that we can map through each word. And at those words, we can set the first character to uppercase and then slice it back together with join so that we have properly formatted monster titles. The image here is the image key, which contains the URL. That's also from the API. And then we are just building the list item here with append child. We are also adding event listeners to the hate button, which will add 1 to the number of hates and replace the inner text with that new value every time it's clicked. Also, we are removing the list item, which is the card, when we click the delete button here using an event listener. And then we are basically, to satisfy the requirements of this project, I'm also adding a mouse over and mouse leave event listener to change the background color of each card. Yeah, we're just appending that list item here to the monster collection, which is the part of the page that we want these cards to live in. And that is the entire project. Thanks very much.